Tom Janes for VIP Stable. I'm here in Sorrento, Florida with trainer John Butenschoen, who's reclining. This is actually one of the earliest videos we've ever done. It's January 11th. We're kind of at the first leg of our, should I say, marathon, and we've got a long way to go. But I came down here to Disney to actually run a little half marathon, decided to come over and visit John and see how the 2-year-olds and 3-year-olds are doing. And we'll run them all on down for you. John will do them in alphabetical order, if that's okay.
Fire away.
Speaking of fire away, we'll start with Fire Away Well.
Very nice colt. I mean, he was one of our more expensive purchases at Lexington. Third crop of well sets. They've done relatively well. Hasn't struck out himself as a sire with a very top performer like Captain Treacherous come out of Sun Beach's first crop. But he's been very well represented, very well. In the Pennsylvania sire stake. This is a real big, strong colt, real good gated colt. Very happy to have him in the barn doing everything. And we trained him a little better than 3 minutes yesterday.
So. Yeah, I meant 258. He's a big, good-looking horse, though.
Yeah.
Okay. Go down to one of the trotters. Hard Not to Like Me.
There's a colt that didn't meet the reserve that Kentuckiana Farms placed on him, and they retained part ownership of him. I bought him, and then we sold parts of him out. But he's not a real big colt. Probably end up being a Valley of Sin size, and just trots. I mean, all he does, he's just all trot. He's a good-looking colt. He's not a real big colt, but exactly kind of the niche player that we're looking for in the Pennsylvania market.
Yeah, I happened to win about a minute 30 a half yesterday.
Yesterday we just won a half. He had OCD, so we didn't. Probably here, even next week, we'll start going full miles with him and stuff. So.
Okay. The other Yankee Clyde trotter hit it out of the park. He's
very similar to his brother from last year. If he can follow in his footsteps, or even half of his footsteps, will be roll off. We paid $75,000 for boots and chains, and I was really surprised we give $18,000 for his full brother after boots and chains had trotted in 53 at Lexington as a 2-year-old. I think it hurt that he was a Mayfoal, and he is a Ridgeling, so it's a possibility that we may have to take one, if not both testicles, at some point here. But same thing, he's a Mayfoal, same as what Boots and Chains was, same as what Hard Not to Like Me is. Hoping for some maturity, let him grow up, be stronger, good attitude, good gated. They just go out and do their business. So.
Another one, I think you had the half in about a minute and 27.
Yeah, somewhere in that range. Yeah, same thing. Had OCD taken out of a hind ankle, I believe it was.
How about our real expensive purchase, Ideally Lindy?
I still don't know about this horse. I don't know why we got him. I mean, I look at him every day and I shake my head. I had him tagged in the $30,000 range, and that's where I would have went if that was something that Bill Wiswell was looking at. That's kind of his range, and he wasn't looking at any American Ideals. And when I was just completely surprised that we got him. I mean, they were asking for 3 or whatever it was, and I looked up. I thought he was at 30,000 and not 3,000. And we bought him for 4,500. He's doing everything right. He's a picture of a horse. You've got a video and stuff of him from down here. You'll be able to show people. But yeah. He's. I shake my head and wonder why we got him for what we did, and I'm very glad that I got him for what we did. I'd have been glad to have gotten him for 30. He's a horse I'd have been glad if I would have bought him for 30,000, and he's training the way he's training right now. I would be a tickled little person. So okay. Now I'm a really tickled big person.
He's another one trained about 258 yesterday.
Yeah, something like that.
Let's go back to another trotter, the Can-Tap one, Landjack Hanover.
Yep, I think we only won a quarter or something with him here the other day, starting to brush him along. The OCD surgeries were scheduled. They can only do so many at a time. I believe his were taken out on the 8th of December, so he's a couple weeks behind. They'll catch up here. But good-sized colt, has done a lot of growing already. I like the fact that the muscle massive brother did well, and I think Can-Tab is probably a step up. And he goes out, trots right along. He's a nice colt, relatively inexpensive. Again, for Pennsylvania, I think those are nice niche players there, with a chance to jump up to the next level even.
Okay. The Art Major colt, Major Plans.
He's doing well. Be a suitable size for New York. He's not a real big colt, but he doesn't need to be real big. Good gated. We did have him gelded here. He's training along well. Everything's fine with him. Kind of like him.
Yeah, another one, been around 258 or so in
Yeah,
training
probably
miles, just starting with all of them. The other well said that we have overtime Hanover.
Like that colt. He's doing a lot of maturing. I don't know if I trained him a half or if I trained
Yeah,
him a
127
mile.
and a half.
But he's a nice colt. He's going to be an average size. He's not going to be small. He's not going to be large. He's going to be a nice medium-sized colt. Good gaited horse. We had a sister to him, half sister to him, but she was on the smaller side, Western Ideal filly. Told Pretty Lee. And she was okay. She was. I got a lot more hopes for this colt here. He stands a lot better conformation. Real good gaited colt. So I think we should be in good shape here.
Okay. We've got the rock and roll colt, TC Backstreet Boy.
Real big. He's similar colt in stature and looks to the fiery well colt. Real big, strong colt. Wants to be kind of a jackass around the barn, a little bit on the racetrack. He's scheduled to be castrated here. We'll geld him within the next week or two. But good gaited colt, got a big reach to him. I loved his video, and he's showing what on the racetrack. He's showing me what he showed on the video. And he's going to have a big golden stride to him. So hopefully he'll be the right one.
Hopefully we'll get that name changed pretty soon too.
It's in the works. I can't remember what it's going to be, but Bill said he's changing.
Yeah, he's another one that went half about a minute 27 or so. But as I said before, it's kind of a marathon where I guess we're at the quarter pole right about now, John, just starting off. And really no news is good news for the most part with a lot of these.
Right now we're not doing much. Getting manners into them. It's the same thing every year. We're in about the same boat. We'll be down, sub in the 245 to 250 range by the end of this month. If not a quick ticker or a tick slower, it doesn't really matter right now. It's getting them out there, getting them exercise, getting them mannered, and no news is good news. I mean, we've addressed, any potential issues, anything that's had OCDs, we've taken care of. The ones that are a little bit smaller, a little immature, maybe by birth date or just the way they are, start them on different supplements and feed them up right and feed and exercise. I mean, that's the way you strengthen any athlete.
Right.
We're just at that point now where we're starting out. So.
We'll probably know a lot more about them come February, I guess 28th. We're looking at our VIP day down here. I think you'll probably at that point have a better idea of what we might have.
I have a better idea. It's easier for, everybody wants to know what the good ones are. Like I say, I wish I knew. I want them, they need to be training good. It's easier for me to tell you the bad ones. I'll weed the bad ones out. My job is to weed the bad ones out. And a good horse is going to be a good horse. You can't make a bad horse a good horse. So.
Well, as I kind of say every year, so far so good, no bad news, and we're just see what happens. That's about it. All right, John, thank you. This is Tom James from VIP Stable, and
Signing out.
have a raspberry margarita. We'll see you next time.